Broadcasting live from the greater Detroit area, it's The Yo Show, where your opinion might make a difference. With your hosts, 8up and Chill Will, we'll hear your opinion, but you have to call us at 845-277-9212 and press 1 if you want your opinion to go live. Otherwise, it's just our opinion. Let's get to your host, 8up and Chill Will of The Yo Show.
Welcome to The Yo Show. It's the pilot episode. Today we have Chill Will and Fat Cat on the line. How you guys doing today?
I'm
Wonderful,
doing wonderful.
man.
Okay,
How's everybody out there doing?
Today's topic going to be about the Muhammad Ali. We have a few other topics that we're going to cover today. But just to give you a quick history, today is the history of BJ. Back in 1944, we invaded with 10 other countries of Normandy. We're going to take it there. We'll be right back on the live episode. Well, we're back. Today, June 6, 1944, was the invasion of Normandy with the Allied troops to defeat Germany. That's a little brief history moment for you. And, Will, what do you think about that?
Well, I believe that was a very long time. I never discussed it at all, only seen it in the movies. I can't really touch up on that. Maybe you can. Maybe some of your people was in that war or served at that time. Mine wasn't.
How about you?
Oh man, I'm pretty much the same way as he is, man. Unless I travel, we built a time machine and traveled back, to that time, man. I'm really, not a war fan, pretty much.
Okay. So,
But
what do you guys? Go ahead.
On a positive note, I can talk about another historic moment. Today is Werner's birthday.
Really?
I just had a Burners today too. Didn't even know, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
150 years of helping stomach pains, huh? I know I had plenty of them. But on a serious note, did you know that the guy who actually invented it was a pharmacist?
I did know that.
Mistake, didn't he? He did make it by mistake, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing something about that too. But let's just give our callers a chance. And if they'd like to give us a call in and voice their comment on any of our topics today, our telephone number is 845-277-9212 and press 1 to have your comment added in. If you'd like to join us on Twitter or Facebook, you can find us at The Yo Show. So let's get back to this Burners thing here, to drink. Or what are some of the remedies that you have done to ease your stomach pain?
Man, well, I know it's like a hot toddy. You know what I'm saying? When you sit, you put the peppermint, some alcohol, all types of stuff. You put that Burners in there, man, and you got that ginger snap going on in there, man. I don't know why it worked neither.
For me, I guess it would be, Pepsi and Burners have that strong acid. So I guess when it, hit whatever burning in your stomach, man, it does the job. So that would be my guess.
Well,
I kind of like.
I know I sometimes use it as a drink additive. You know, whatever flavor I want to have, or you know, like maybe a Captain and ginger ale.
Yeah.
You be having concoctions like every day or every week?
Not necessarily every day, but when I do have one, I'd like to have one.
Oh, okay. And you do it with a furnace?
Pretty much. That or Canada Dry's ginger ale. But definitely I like it with the burners as well.
You know what I found kind of interesting a couple of years ago, probably about 10 or 12 years ago. I was driving out of town to a family reunion, and I stopped in Kentucky, and my stomach was hurting, and I stopped into a gas station in Kentucky, and I asked for a Verner's, and they looked at me like I was crazy or something. I didn't know that Verner's didn't sell outside of Michigan.
Really? I mean, it's what do you call it? The Midwest, one of the Midwest drinks that is limited to, like, you know, definitely the Midwest area. So you could go to Chicago, Ohio, Indiana, maybe Wisconsin, and they might have.
Looking at it, I knew it was strictly a Michigan product, but I never like researched whether they sold it in any other areas or is it just strictly Michigan, or you know?
It's a Midwest drink. You could probably go down to Texas and naturally just ask for a Canada Dry or a ginger ale, and you will never see Verner's. But it's just the same way with Better Made chips. It's a Midwest area only. You go to Kansas or St. Louis or even Kentucky, you won't find any Better Made chips there either.
Well, why do you think they took the? My favorite part of it was like the logo. I used to like laughing at the big bearded guy with the winking eye.
Why you say that?
Man.
What you say?
I remember when I was a kid, I thought that was like a Santa Claus or something.
Yeah,
you know,
a Viking or something.
Yeah, you know.
Like that. But it's weird that it's just a Midwest drink only, and you can order them online naturally and have them shipped to you. But if you look at it, you know, it's a couple days old by the time you get it, so it's not fresh anymore.
Maybe we should hop in the van. Maybe we should hop in the van and grab a couple of cases of it and drop it off in other cities.
And then just have a taste test or something like that.
With a sign that says, "When your stomach hurts, drink this."
Oh, wow, that's funny. You could also join us in on our blogtalkradio.com/The Yo Show in our chat room. So if you don't feel like you want to talk to us, you can also go in the chat room. We're ready there. And you can always contact us via that. So what else do you think Verner's is good for?
Probably peeling paint off your car or something.
I know it's strong, but I don't know if it can do that.
Cleaning your battery cables?
Coca-Cola does that. You can peel rust off of stainless steel with Coca-Cola. And that is the weird part about that. I mean, it's tough, but a lot of people drink it. I'm one of them as well, so it's definitely a topic grabber for that. So
some people use it as a chaser.
For what type of drink?
I done seen all kinds of weird drinks in my life. Like, I done seen some people do Hennessy and Verner's, and which is kind of odd to me, but I only drink Vernors. If I'm thirsty, that's not my choice of drink. But if it's in my house somewhere, like say if somebody had a stomach, if they're not drinking the rest of it, I'll take it out.
For real.
Yeah,
Hey, do you drink it cold or hot? You drink it cold or hot?
I have to have a cold drink, especially if I'm thirsty.
Man. Me too, man. I don't even drink pop, man, but Vernors is the only thing that I would go to. The only pop that I'll go to.
I'm not even going to sit up here and lie. As much as I try to wean myself off of pop, man, every once in a while I have to have either a Tahitian treat, Mountain Dew, all kinds of little drinks, man. Pop Fagos, another Detroit product. I have to have it.
For real.
Okay.
Man.
That's definitely a bonus there to have for that. As far as in other news, did you guys hear about this? That a blind man is suing McDonald's over a car-only drive-through policy, and it's done in Chicago. Did you guys hear about that?
I can't say that I did.
No, that's some straight BS, man. I would not even, man, straight up.
So is he driving? Right.
No. Here's the thing that they're referring to. It was on the news. In Chicago, a blind Louisiana man is suing McDonald's in federal court of violating the Americans with Disabilities Act by refusing to serve customers at its drive-through windows who aren't in a vehicle. What do you think about that?
Well,
wow. Well, only thing I can say is
first of all, it's a drive-through. Drive is to be in a car, not a walk-through, not a walk-by. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but here's an interesting tip. When I used to ride my bicycle, and I would get served through the drive-through. Naturally, I didn't have to wait to sit it at the speaker. But
and they served
I
you?
would always ride up. I would go right up to the window, made my order, and then they served me.
What did he attempt to walk through?
I don't know the full details of it, but I'm guessing he would have to be a walking person to walk up to the window.
I can't see somebody turning the blind man down, coming through with his walking cane, like, I want some burgers and stuff, man.
You know what makes it kind of crazy to me is the same distance you could walk through the drive-thru, you could walk in the building.
Yeah, but if it's after hours, how you gonna walk in the building?
After hours, you got a point.
If it's
but what blind man gonna be walking at night?
Hey, a lot of them walk at night. They can't see if it's daylight or nighttime. They're blind. They just only go by clock time.
Well, wouldn't they have a
afternoon?
Well, how would he know whether he going to McDonald's or Burger King if he didn't have someone with him?
Well, that's a true thing too. It's hard. I've never been in that boat to actually say, I can't see what I'm looking at, but
yeah, and don't get me wrong. I'm not being insensitive. I'm not being insensitive to disabled people, but it's just some of these lawsuits that you hear. Most of the time, you need a little bit more thinking out before you put it out here.
Yeah,
I agree.
But it's still it's definitely weird. Well, what we're going to do here is take a brief break, and we'll be back shortly with more topic with our main topic for Muhammad Ali. We'll see you shortly.
Here at A-Dub Videos, we provide video recording for many types of engagement needs, like weddings, commercials, proms, family reunions, bachelor or bachelorette parties, artist and talent portfolios, concerts and interviews with local artists, and the Get to Know Me series. So call today at 248-747-3463 to check out our affordable packages. Hey listeners, do you want your event, company, or brand to be heard on the Yo Show, in a commercial that is, then contact us at theyouropinionshow@gmail.com. We have packages for all your needs, starting at $30 for 4 spots a month. That's right, $30 for 4 spots a month. Contact us again at theyouropinionshow@gmail.com, and we'll be listening. The Yo Show. It's your opinion. Welcome back to The Yo Show. The Live is radio on the internet with your hosts, A-Dub, Chill Will, and Fat Cat. Now let's get back to the topic at hand on The Yo Show, where your opinion might make a difference.
Well, we're back to The Yo Show. If you'd like to give us a call at 845-277-9212 and press 1 to have your opinion voiced live with us. You can also check us out on Facebook and Twitter at The Yo Show, or you can email us at theyouropinionshow@gmail.com. So, guys, what do you think? Ali passed him over the weekend. I know that's a tough topic to feel for a lot of you guys, but how do you feel about it?
Oh, man. You have to talk hands down one of the greatest in and out of the ring. You're talking about a man that fought all his life, you know, especially being a black man born in Kentucky. Number one, he fought other boxers, 2, social injustice, the government, a 30-year battle with Parkinson's disease. This man was an ambassador, an activist, a humanitarian, and an entertainer. But most important, he never let the entertainment aspect get in front of the bigger picture, which was being a humanitarian. And it seemed like boxing was just a platform of what he would become. To me, you look at it, the nowadays athletes, man, I don't think they really understand their role in what they play in influencing our kids morally. It's they look at everything at marketing aspect. So just say the LeBrons and Durants and Money Mayweather. What would be said about these guys if they died? They were good at their sport. What else would be taken from that kids can actually grab on and say, I need to be a better role model for this, or a better role model for that. Just for generations to come, I just think Ali laid the blueprint that all iconic athletes should follow, especially in the African community.
Okay. Chill, what do you think about Ali's guy?
Man, Fat Cat totaled it all in one, in one response. I'm not really into sports, but I do know about Ali, and I knew about all the things that he did, even outside of the ring. It was hard not to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad that he was put here as a role model for people at that time and even today, man, like you said, man, he fought, for all his life, man.
Mm-hmm.
For all his life, man. That's what he was here to be, is to be a fighter.
But Chill, think about it. This man was born at a time in the prime of his life where the Klan was lynching black men. But, you know, he didn't seem intimidated by bigotry or the government, which was giving him problems, you know. When you compare that to other athletes in his field, I say yes, hands down, Ali would have to be the GOAT. He would have to be the GOAT.
I mean, everybody called him the GOAT when he was still living. I mean, naturally, standing for greatest of all time, and you can't really deny that. I mean, Merriweather said it, Tyson said it. You even had some of the guys who fought him, like Foreman. He said it. Tommy Hearns said it. You know, there's a lot of people calling him the GOAT, and that's undeniably true. You know, what are some of the quotes that you can remember from him that kind of bring some insight to your life?
I think the most funny one, which most people call the controversial, when he stated he ain't had no problem with them being cons. You know, because you know the war is always, I guess, a heavy issue. I know you knowing that, Annie, being a military guy, and anything said against the flag or anything like that, especially at that time when you know racial tensions were so heavy, and this man actually took a stand and said what a lot of other black people were probably thinking, but were scared to do it. But he had the platform to say it, and he could have easily jeopardized his career at the height it was, but he didn't care. He was a bigger picture at hand.
He did jeopardize his career. They threw him in jail for 3 to 5 years, and then they stripped his.
Well, he actually didn't serve time. He actually didn't serve time. He appealed it, and he was out. But you know, but at the time, you know, he knew, you know, in his faith that you know he would be restored to where he was. That was a pure example of stepping out on faith.
Here's some other quotes that I kind of looked up, and let me know your opinion on one of them. Naturally, the most common one is float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. What do you think he meant by that?
I think he says his movements are smooth and soft, but when he hits you, you're going to feel that sting, that hard sting when that punch hits you.
Right, exactly.
How about this?
Exactly.
How about this one, Chill? The man who views the world at 50, the same as he did at 20, has wasted 30 years of his life. What do you think about that one, Bill?
Yeah, you should never waste your time on this world, you know. Just dreaming. You need to do what your whatever you're dreaming about.
I believe your steps in life from both those gaps of ages, you should be progressing mentally. Your mental state should be higher than it was at 20.
Very true, very true. I agree with that. Here's a funny one that I like. I'm so fast that last night I turned off the light switch in my hotel room, and I was in bed before the room was dark. Now, that's considered really fast if you get into bed under the covers by the time the room gets dark. Now, that's a funny one.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh yeah. He should have been a comedian.
And every time he spoke, you know, and all the press conferences, and every pre-match warm-up, he was always a comedian. I mean,
yeah, he was a jack of all. Yep, a jack of all trades.
How do you think about Howard Cosell, the commentator that did most of his fights? You know, he was Jewish and a pompous commentator, but Ali had the needle to puncture that pomposity. What do you think about that?
Chill.
What do you think about Howard Cosell being the person that he was to Ali?
I really don't know, man. I really don't know because
I think that was his ticket to like mainstream, to kind of like, not for self-indulgence, but to have an audience and a platform to speak on. And I think that was one reason why he chose that. I guess at the time that was the only Caucasian brother at the time that he could really, relate to get his messages across.
Did you know that Cosell was the first to call Ali by his Muslim name, while so many refused when Ali was banned and convicted of the draft evasion? Cosell stood by him.
Yes, I know that. It's a lot of interesting facts about the champ. I still call him the champ.
That's all I call him. I mean, I was just talking with my wife just last week, and I would say, one of my biggest things, my biggest interviews would be to just interview him. I mean, true enough, even with Parkinson's, I know it would take a while for an answer, but it would still be one of the biggest interviews. And then finding out Friday night that of his passing, it kind of put a dagger at me. It stabbed me really hard. I was like, man, I grew up with this guy, And it didn't hit me as much as it did when Cosell died, but definitely it hit me over the weekend, when Ali died. So, but
I have a couple of interesting facts about the champ myself. Did you know when he was 12 in 1954, his bike was stolen and he reported it to the police officer named Joe Martin, who was also a boxing trainer, and he took Ali under his wing. And 6 weeks later, Ali won his first bout, split decision.
Wow. Yeah, I remember hearing about that story. Yeah.
That began his boxing career, because he actually told the officer that when he see the guy, he was going to beat him up. And the trainer told him, you got to learn how to fight first.
Right. And that was definitely a key point of his starting of his miraculous career.
Another interesting fact, he was originally named in honor of a white abolitionist named Cassius Marcellus Clay, who emancipated 40 slaves he inherited from his father.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Wow.
As well. But did you know that the family was with him when he passed away? After all organs stopped, the heart kept beating for 30 more minutes. The hospital was on this, and a true testament to the strength of his spirit.
Wow.
I mean, that's a tough one there. I believe they're going to stream the funeral on Friday from 9 to 2, and it will be followed by a public memorial service open to the public at the KFC Yum Center in Louisville. And that former President Bill Clinton, longtime sportscaster Brant Gumbel, and comedian Billy Crystal will be delivering eulogies. So it's going to be a definite program to see if you can at least find the streaming for it. But that's the show. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Nothing. Go ahead.
Okay, that's the end of our show. So we hope to hear you again next Monday for another topic on the Yo Show. And you can always text us back with us on Facebook and Twitter, or you can email us at theyouropinionshow@gmail.com. Don't forget, next week Monday at 12 noon, our show will go live, and that's all. Thank you very much. Tommy, you podcast, you had a comment you wanted to say prior to the show.
It was just some more like facts that I learned in reading up on him. He changed his name the day after beating Sonny Liston to become the heavyweight champ. First, we know Muhammad Ali, but his first chosen name was Cassius X. The name Muhammad Ali was given to him by Elijah Muhammad. Also, Ali starred in a Broadway musical during his absence for boxing in a musical called Buck White. He played a militant black lecturer and received decent reviews from New York Times.
Yeah, I remember that. He also did a movie, remember, where he starred as himself in it.
Oh, yeah. Maybe
it was called The Greatest. If you're familiar with the song that what's his name? The Greatest Love of All. Whitney Houston sang it, but somebody else. I can't think of the name of the original guy right now, but he did the song in that movie originally. And that movie was really, really tough and touching on that point. Definitely, that was his greatest love, was boxing.
Also, in 1963, he recorded an album of spoken verses for Columbia Records.
Do you remember the name of it?
I forgot at this moment what the name of it was, but he recorded. I have that information later. His great grandfather Abe Grady was an Irishman who immigrated to the United States and settled in Kentucky in the 1860s. And also his 1960s Olympic gold medal was thrown off the bridge into the Ohio River to protest the racism he endured in his hometown.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember hearing about that too. I mean, I wasn't actually of age to kind of remember it, but I do remember hearing and / reading about that. And it's a tough time frame for him on that. But did you know that Ali's death now leaves George Foreman as the sole significant survivor of the golden age of heavyweight, which included Ali, Joe Frazier, Jimmy Young, and Ron Lyle, all of which are now passed away, and George Foreman is the last one living. True enough, yeah, you've seen all of his Foreman products. What do you think about that topic?
Where would Larry Holmes fall at in there?
I guess just by knowing him. They may not have fought each other. They may have he might have been a sparring partner for him.
Yeah, because he would be in that. He would be in that era too. Because and I think Michael Spinks, Leon Spinks.
Very true, but you got to remember, you got to deal with just the heavyweight category. I know Larry Holmes was in that category. I'm not sure if Leon Spinks was in that category or not, but his first title was won by defeating Sonny Liston. And we all kind of wonder about that Phantom Punch with Liston too, right?
Yeah. Well, the sport was heavily, let's say, mob influence, which people still think today. So it wouldn't be surprising to me if it was. I mean, like he said, one thing out of that one of his comments he made, he was about being so fast. The punch was so fast, you couldn't tell if he hit him or not.
Right. Yeah, I remember seeing the Phantom Punch clips on YouTube. But it's very interesting on how his life has been around, just doing good things, being a positive role model for the young kids, and remember that fight that he did with George Foreman in was it the Rumble in the Jungle or
Rumble in the
Jungle?
Yeah.
Fight, and that's the one movie that Will Smith did about. You know, you didn't see many other fights in that movie that Will Smith did, but definitely that George Foreman one, and where he adopted the rope-a-dope, and he beat the crap out of Foreman once he found out that he was done for. So,
and amazingly, with the fight taking place at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Well, that was Easter. That was U.S. time. I mean, you got to remember they're 4 or 5 hours ahead of us, so they tried to get everything accomplished as far as world content because that was a major fight.
But you know, just still, when you go into a different time zone, you talking about jet lag, you talking about all kinds of things, and just the fact that he was still able to adapt no matter what. And they said you would see the people of their country would see him running the streets at all times a day, just in that hot sun. You know, he was just a amazing character. I think one of the most amazing athletes of his time, because I never seen no one like that. Especially when you think of, at that time, he was more symbolic of Michael Jordan and my era than, at that time. So I just, want to say, rest in peace to the champ, and, and I hope God is comforting his family, and, because I know it's hard, but before we move on, I have one more interesting fact about the champ. The gloves he wore to beat Liston earned him more money than the actual fight. Anonymous buyer bought the gloves for $836,000. For the fight, Ali was paid $630,000.
So he actually got paid twice off the fight and the
one fight.
Yeah. So
Tell me that
$1.5 million plus. That's a lot of money for a pair of gloves fight.
Tell me that ain't a GOAT.
Oh, that's definitely a GOAT. I mean, you can imagine now that all of his memorabilia now is going to go up in value versus what it was 5 years ago.
Right.
Just even just pictures. So if you got any autograph from him, and if it's authentic, then it's definitely going up in value.
A friend of mine still has Ali's picture on the Wheaties box.
Well, they're going to do another Sports Illustrated issue with Ali on it. He's been on Sports Illustrated. This will be his 40th time. And that's a lot of times to be on Sports Illustrated's magazine. I mean, some of the newer role models / athletes haven't even made 5 times because there's so many sports out here and so many great athletes. I mean, true enough, Jordan being one of them. I'm going to say LeBron, and Kobe Bryant, but they're good for their particulars. But I'm not going to say they're the greatest as of right now. But you can't deny Muhammad Ali being the greatest person of all time right now.
Right.
Naturally, the nickname GOAT is synonymous just for Muhammad Ali.
Ali, yes, agreed.
So, you got anything to add there, Chill Will, as far as the show itself, or?
Yeah, I do. I do have some. Yes, I do. Also, with Muhammad Ali, he was in contact with all the
civil rights activists.
not just the civil rights activists, but also all the hottest entertainers, all the biggest stars at that time. He even, you know, he was chums with Sam Cooke, man. Sam Cooke, you know what I'm saying? Malcolm X. You know, I don't know if he. Well, that's why I was about to say that I never seen him with Martin Luther King, but I'm pretty sure he was because Malcolm X was, you know.
Right.
You know, so
you might not have seen them as far as buddy, but at least they did converse with each other on topics.
I'm pretty sure they did.
You have to think on the level of Malcolm X was more of the mentor to him because he brought him to the nation. So that's why he was more closer. Like he actually called Malcolm his brother. So they actually had houses their kids grew up together, side by side in the same neighborhood, same neighborhood. Yep.
Okay. Well, just in case you have been listening to the extra time on our show, we'd like to remind you that our show is on Mondays at 12 noon. You can contact us via Facebook, Twitter, at The Yo Show, or you can give us a call in next week when we'll have a new topic to talk about. For our phone number, it is 845-277-9212, and press 1 if you want to have your opinion voiced with us. Otherwise, it's just our opinion. You can also email us at theyouropinionshow@gmail.com. And if you'd like to have a commercial or mention on our show, email us at theyouropinionshow@gmail.com. Well, we're going to close the show today, and we hope to hear or have you at least listen to us next week for another show of The Yo Show.